Is your car guzzling gas? Shaking at stops? I reveal the 7 critical symptoms of a bad oxygen sensor. Spotting number 1 early could save you from a $2,000 repair bill. Don't drive another mile without watching this. What if I told you a single, small part in your car, one that costs less than a nice dinner for 2, could secretly be burning 40% of your paycheck every time you fill up for gas? And what if that same tiny part was silently setting up a chain reaction that ends with a mechanic handing you a repair bill for over $1,500? That part is your oxygen sensor. And if it's starting to fail, your car is already sending you clear, undeniable warning signs. Ignoring them is like ignoring a small leak in a dam. Everything seems fine, until suddenly, it's a catastrophic and expensive disaster. In this video, we are going to decode your car's cries for help. I'm going to walk you through the 7 most common symptoms of a failing oxygen sensor. We will start with the early, quieter warnings and work our way up to the final, most expensive symptom that can literally destroy a major component of your car. Stay with me until the end. It will help you diagnose the problem quickly and could save you a massive amount of time and money. First, a super quick explanation. What is this magical, money-eating part? Your oxygen sensor, also called an O2 sensor, is like your engine's nose. It's screwed into your exhaust pipe. Its one job is to sniff the exhaust gases and tell your car's main computer, the ECU, whether the engine is burning the perfect mix of air and fuel. When it's working perfectly, your engine runs smoothly, you get great gas mileage, and life is good. But when this sensor gets lazy, dirty, or just gives up, it starts sending bad information to the computer. The computer gets confused, and that's when the problems begin. Most cars have at least 2 of these sensors, and the one before the catalytic converter is the most important one for engine performance. They typically last around 100,000 miles, but they can fail earlier. Alright, let's get into the symptoms. Symptom 7. The failed emissions test. You take your car in for its annual state inspection, full of confidence. But then, the technician comes back with bad news. You failed the emissions test. It's frustrating, and your first thought might be, oh no, my catalytic converter is broken. But very often, the real culprit hiding in the shadows is a faulty oxygen sensor. Here is the simple reason why. When the O2 sensor starts to fail, it can mistakenly tell the engine computer that the fuel mixture is too lean, meaning not enough fuel. The computer, trying to be helpful, responds by dumping extra fuel into the engine. This creates a rich condition. Way too much fuel is being burned. Your catalytic converter is an amazing device designed to clean up the exhaust, but it has its limits. It simply cannot handle this massive overload of unburned fuel. The result? Sky-high levels of hydrocarbons HC and carbon monoxide CO coming out of your tailpipe. The emissions testing machine detects this pollution instantly and gives you a big, red, fail. This symptom is actually a great early warning. It often shows up before you even notice any major driving problems. So, if your car fails an emissions test, especially if the check engine light is on, don't just assume the catalytic converter is dead. A faulty oxygen sensor is a much cheaper and more common place to start your diagnosis. Symptom 6. A rough idle or shaking when stopped. Imagine this. You're sitting at a red light, and you feel a constant vibration through your steering wheel. Your seat is subtly shaking. The whole car feels a little bit unsettled, like it's struggling to stay running smoothly. This is what we call a rough idle, and a bad oxygen sensor is a classic cause. Why does this happen? It's all about that incorrect air-fuel mixture again. The faulty sensor sends confused signals to the ECU. The computer is constantly adjusting the fuel trim, swinging between too much fuel and too little fuel. This creates an uneven combustion process inside the cylinders. Instead of a smooth, consistent burn, the engine is surging and stumbling. You will notice this most when the car is not moving because the engine is under the least load. It's just trying to maintain a steady RPM. When the combustion is unstable, it can't do that smoothly. The shaking is your physical warning that the engine is not running efficiently. While the car might still drive okay on the highway, this rough idle is a clear sign that your O2 sensor is no longer doing its job correctly. Ignore this shaking, and you're inviting more serious issues to come visit. Symptom 5. Sluggish acceleration and poor performance. Does your car feel lazy when you step on the gas? When you try to merge onto the highway or pass another vehicle, Is there a hesitation, a delay, a complete lack of power? This isn't just annoying, it can be a real safety hazard. And very often, the root of this performance problem is a lying oxygen sensor. Think of it like this. The engine computer is completely dependent on the data from the O2 sensor to decide how much fuel to inject. If the sensor falsely reports a rich condition, too much fuel, the ECU will cut back on fuel, even when you press the accelerator and the engine desperately needs more power to accelerate. On the other hand, if the sensor falsely reports a lean condition, too little fuel, the computer will flood the engine with extra fuel. This doesn't create power, it just creates a soggy, inefficient burn. In both cases, the result is the same. Your car feels weak and unresponsive. You press the gas pedal, but the car doesn't go. You lose that crisp, immediate pull you're used to. This poor performance is one of the most common drivability symptoms of a failing O2 sensor. It's your car's way of telling you that its brain is getting bad information from its most important sensor. Symptom 4. Suddenly terrible gas mileage. This is the symptom that hits you right in the wallet. Have you noticed you're visiting the gas station much more often lately? Are you getting significantly fewer miles per gallon, even though your driving habits haven't changed? Before you blame the price of gas, you should take a very close look at your oxygen sensor. A faulty O2 sensor is one of the leading causes of poor fuel economy. Here's the typical scenario. The sensor begins to fail and starts telling the engine computer that the fuel mixture is too lean. To compensate for this perceived lean condition, the ECU commands the fuel injectors to spray more gasoline into the engine. But it's all based on a lie. The engine doesn't need this extra fuel. So, where does all that extra gasoline go? It gets burned inefficiently or simply gets dumped as unburned fuel into the exhaust system. It's pure waste. You are literally burning money and getting nothing in return. According to studies, a failed oxygen sensor can reduce your fuel efficiency by a staggering 40%. That means if you normally drive 400 miles on a tank of gas, a bad O2 sensor could reduce that to 240 miles. You're paying for a full tank of gas but only getting a little over half of it. Replacing that sensor isn't an expense, it's an investment that starts paying you back at every single fill up. Symptom 3. The check engine light and trouble codes. This is the most obvious sign something is wrong. That little orange engine-shaped light on your dashboard illuminates. While the check engine light can mean 100 different things, when it's related to a bad oxygen sensor, it's usually very specific. When you use an OBD2 scanner to read the codes, you'll likely see codes that start with P013 or P014. Some of the most common oxygen sensor codes include P0130. This indicates a general malfunction in the O2 sensor circuit for bank 1, sensor 1. P0131 and P0132. These point to a sensor signal that is too low voltage or too high voltage, respectively. P0133. This means the O2 sensor is responding, but it's doing so too slowly. It's become lazy. P0135 and P0141. These codes relate to a problem with the sensor's heater circuit. The O2 sensor has a small heater inside it to reach operating temperature quickly. If this heater fails, the sensor won't work properly, especially when the engine is cold. Now, here is a very important point. Sometimes, an oxygen sensor can be in the early stages of failure without triggering the check engine light. The sensor's performance has degraded, but it hasn't yet fallen outside the strict parameters that trigger a code. This is why you should never rely solely on your dashboard warning lights. If you're experiencing any of the other symptoms we've discussed, like poor gas mileage or a rough idle, but the check engine light is off, you should still suspect the O2 sensor. But if that light is on and you see any of these codes, the odds are extremely high that your oxygen sensor is the problem. Symptom 2. Engine misfires. This symptom is more severe and much harder to ignore. An engine misfire feels like a sudden jerk or stumble. You might feel the car bucking, especially when you are accelerating or going up a hill. It feels like the engine has suddenly lost power for a split second, and then it catches again. In serious cases, it might even sound like a pop or bang from the engine. So, how does a bad oxygen sensor cause a misfire? It all goes back to the air-fuel mixture. When the O2 sensor sends completely wrong data, the ECU can adjust the fuel so incorrectly that the mixture in one or more cylinders fails to ignite properly. This is a misfire. But the problem doesn't end with the jerking and shaking. A misfire is dangerous because it sends raw, unburned gasoline straight into the hot exhaust system. This gasoline has nowhere to go except into your catalytic converter. And that unburned fuel inside the cat is like throwing gasoline on a fire. It causes extreme temperatures that the converter was never designed to handle. This leads us directly to the number one, most expensive symptom of all. Symptom 1. Catalytic converter damage, the $2,000 catastrophe. This is the symptom you must avoid at all costs. This is the catastrophic failure I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. Your catalytic converter is one of the most expensive parts on your car. Replacing it can easily cost you between $1,500 and $2,500, depending on your vehicle. And a bad oxygen sensor is public enemy number one for your catalytic converter. Think about the chain reaction. A failing O2 sensor causes the engine to run rich. That rich condition can lead to misfires. Both of these problems dump excessive, unburned fuel into the exhaust. This fuel doesn't just disappear. It travels down the pipe and enters the catalytic converter. Inside the converter, this extra fuel ignites, creating temperatures that are far, far higher than normal. This extreme heat literally melts the delicate ceramic honeycomb structure inside the converter. Once that core melts, it can break apart or clog up. A clogged converter will choke your engine, causing a massive loss of power and eventually causing the car to stop running altogether. The tragic part of this story is that it is completely preventable. The oxygen sensor that started this whole disaster probably costs between $50 and $250. Replacing a bad O2 sensor is a relatively straightforward job. But by ignoring the earlier symptoms, the bad gas mileage, the rough idle, the check engine light, you allowed a small, cheap problem to escalate into a financial nightmare. Replacing the catalytic converter is the final, most expensive symptom of a bad oxygen sensor. Catching the problem early doesn't just save you money on gas, it saves you from a repair bill that could easily be 10 times larger. And there you have it. The 7 symptoms of a bad oxygen sensor, from the early warning of a failed emissions test all the way to the catastrophic failure of your catalytic converter. If you found this video helpful, if it answered your questions or maybe even saved you a trip to the mechanic, then do me a huge favor and hit the like button right now. It really helps the channel. And if you want to keep your car running smoothly and avoid expensive repairs, then you need to subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon. I create new videos every single week filled with practical, money-saving car advice just like this. Thanks for watching. Stay safe on the road, and I'll see you in the next video.